In the second video, we're going to be having a look at the tracking session. So I've gone ahead and I've done a tracking session with another vocalist here, and we used pretty much all the time we had available, and we just tried to plow through this track in the quickest amount of time possible. Now, just as a heads up here, that this track here is sitting just slightly above what I would consider to be the natural comfort range of the vocalist I worked with. And I've actually done this on purpose because I wanted to have a look at using some tools like pitch correction with Melodyne and Revoice Pro and other plugins such as Waves Realtime to correct those issues and correct those errors, because I feel this is a really accurate representation of a real-world tracking session that you'd have in today's industry. Okay, so what I want to do with this session is it's essentially a listening session. We're going to go ahead and we're going to listen to the different parts. We're going to make some mental notes of some issues and where we have to correct some things. So to start off with here, let's just go ahead and do a little bit of a zoom here. And I'm going to head to the very top here, and we're going to start by listening to the verse here. So we can solo this out, but I might pop in and out of solo to hear things in context. So just let's move one bar back, and let's go ahead and listen from the top here.
I tried so hard to get this right. It's so hard to please you. Do this, do that, and now you got me mad, got me so confused. Truth is you lied to me. Promises you would never keep, and I failed.
Okay, so we got an issue there we'll have to take care of.
Those words still lurk around inside my head.
Okay. Just for curiosity's sake here, I'm just going to open up my takes over here. So this in Pro Tools would be like your playlists. And if you're working in Logic Pro, this would be where you do your quick comping as well. So in Studio One, I've got this mapped out to a shortcut so that I can very quickly open and close these. So you can see that I've done 3 different takes of both verse 1 and verse 2. So I've got lots of different information to comp with there. Let's go ahead and have a listen to the second verse.
With my little eye, we were born for danger. Go forward, go back, we end up getting trapped. There's no substitute. The truth is our dreams are out of reach, and I'm getting ready, boy, to leave. And you're a fool, keep doing what you do, just remember this.
Okay, let's have a listen to the tail end here.
Baby, till the end of time.
Okay, and like I mentioned here, I've got 3 different takes, which hopefully we can compile or do a composite of the best of those 3 takes and get something really usable. Let's have a quick listen to these ones over here. And just to remind myself, I'm just going to open this up. So I've just done some basic punch-ins here, and they're available in the takes comping, but I basically just done manual drop-ins over here. But I didn't really hear any problems with these. Let's have a quick listen to them.
I spied.
Okay.
Danger. Go forward, go back, we end up getting trapped.
Okay, and let's have a listen to the next section here.
Dreams, outreach, ready, boy, leap.
Okay, just want to listen to that in context with the lead vocal.
Dreams are out of reach, and I'm getting ready, boy, to leap.
Okay, so the leap happened maybe a little early, but I'm not too concerned about that. I can move that over.
And you're a fool. Keep doing what you do, just remember.
Okay, I heard a little bit of wind noise there on the F. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Let's see, maybe it's coming from the main vocal. We'll go ahead and solo this out.
And you're a fool. Keep doing what you do, just...
Okay, so hopefully we've got a better take from these 2 in that section. Okay, but all in all, that sounded pretty good. Let's just move back to the first verse over here. And what I want to do is I want to have a listen to these ones over here. And we'll just collapse these takes over here because I just want to have a listen to this problem and see if I have another take here. I'm not sure what happened with that.
Lied.
For context.
Promises you would never keep. I fell.
Okay, so it looks like one of them over here, this one in particular, looks like that's a little bit out. And I've only got the 1 take, but I can fix that with manual editing. So we'll listen to the lead vocal against this one. We'll hear how that sounds.
And I fail every single time when you say.
Okay, so that's just essentially going to be me aligning these transients over here, these waveforms, and I can do that very easily. Just going to slide these 2 back, and I'm going to slide these 2 back. But that's nothing that we have to worry about as well. Okay, so next up, you'll notice here that I've done one chorus over here, and then I flew chorus 1 into chorus 2. And then we've got some haze in the background as well. So let's go ahead and let's have a listen to these ones for now. So first off, I'm just going to go ahead and solo these out, and we'll listen to them without the lead vocal for now.
Sun comes up or the rain's down, I'm yo.
Okay, let's just can these two for a second. I just want to see how tight these are.
Sun, rain, I'm yours. Sky, Wonderwall, I'm yours.
Okay, so that sounds pretty good to me. Let's listen to the next part here.
But this ain't love, this ain't love. Through this ain't love, this ain't love.
Okay, just want to pop the lead vocal in for the chorus over here, just so we have some context to listen to this line here.
But this ain't love, this ain't love. Just what broken hearts go through. This ain't love, this ain't love. Just what broken hearts go do.
Okay, so this is going to be an issue, and I remember this from the tracking session that the vocalist just had a hard time coming in at the right spot. So essentially what I need to make sure that I do before I get too far ahead of myself is I need to make sure I make note of one of these tracks that works. So if I take my lead vocal here, and I can just go through, let's go ahead and solo safe this, and we're going to go through and we're going to listen to all of these really quickly, just this one line to see which one fits the best. And then at least I know that I have a timing reference, and I'll make a little note of that somewhere. Go ahead and start with this.
Do.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. It might be a little bit too long. Let's have a listen to the next one.
But this ain't love.
And we want it to happen from this section over here.
Do.
So that's not going to work.
Do. Do.
Okay, the ending on that is not bad, but the beginning's out.
Do. Do.
Okay, so I think I'm going to use either this one
Do.
or this one.
Do.
But I'll just make my decision later. But in the meantime, I'm just going to head over to the name here, and I'm just going to put an asterisk beside this, maybe even a double asterisk, which lets me know that I have something to do with that track, that it's important somehow.
Do.
Okay. Now, what I want to do here is let's have a listen to these haze over here. So I'm just going to solo these out and bring these in. And we'll play from here.
Hey, this ain't love. No. Just what broken hearts go.
You know what? I'm just going to kill this lead vocal over here. And maybe, if anything, we can bring in the click track if we need a reference.
Hey. No. Hey. No.
Okay, those sound like they're going to be perfectly fine. And then we've got these tracks over here, these three. Let's have a listen to see what these are. Just going to solo these out, and we'll play from here. Okay, just out of curiosity here, I know these are going to be tuned pretty hard, but just out of curiosity, I just want to see if I gave myself any options. Okay, so it looks like on this track, I gave myself 2 options. But usually what that means is that the first one wasn't that good, so I asked the vocalist to record another one. Maybe it was timing. Let's have a listen to the first take that we did. But actually, let's just play this one. Okay, so I have a feeling I know why I asked him to re-record. Okay, either way, no problem. We're going to be able to make that work. Okay, so we'll move over to the second chorus now. I can see that the first chorus haze have been flown into the third chorus, so I'm not going to bother listening to those. And I can see that for the most part, these are a copy here, but I can see that I did some punch-in stuff in the middle. So what we're going to do here is let's have a listen to this section, and let's just zoom in over here. And we might as well play from here. I'm going to throw in the click, but we'll listen to this punch-in.
Hey. No.
And you know what? Let's bring in our lead vocal just as a reference here. And we'll come back down to this section over here. And we're going to have to re-solo these ones over here. And let's bring these in.
Hey. This ain't love. No. Just what broken hearts go through. This ain't love. Hey. This ain't love. No.
Okay, so a little bit of a timing thing in one of these here. That could be from the lead vocal. These hays seem a little bit quick, so maybe I have a different vocal take with some slightly different timing. So when I'm comping the chorus vocal, which if you recall, I flew in the chorus vocals from chorus 1 into chorus 2, I'm going to have to make sure that I pay attention to the hays. And in that particular section, I'm going to have to make sure that I choose a vocal take that doesn't make this hay seem rushed, because against the click, these hays sound pretty good. Okay, next up, let's have a listen to this lead vocal. I'm just going to unsolo safe this for now. And let's go ahead and solo this out and have a listen to it.
I'm so sick of waiting, no more conversating.
Okay, and just to see what I gave myself for options, I've got 4 different takes, so I'm perfectly confident that I'll be able to make that work. Okay, now let's start listening to some of these other elements that come into play here. So I'm going to drop this out of solo and let's bring this back. Let's have a listen to these 2 over here. And I'm just going to go ahead and solo these and we'll play from here.
And if the sun came up, sun came up.
Okay, so very light, airy. Okay, I've got 1 take of the one and then I've done 3 takes of the other. So I'm sure I can make something work with that. Let's add these 2 in.
And if the sun came up, sun came up.
Okay. And just to see how many takes I gave myself there. Okay, got a couple of each. So that shouldn't be a problem. Now next up, I'm going to have a listen to these tracks over here. So let's just play from here.
I could have been yours, 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 but...
Okay, I'm just going to see how many takes I have for these tracks over here. So I've got quite a few, so I'm not worried about those. Okay, now lastly, let's just have a listen to these ones over here. And we'll see what these are doing. We'll go ahead and solo these out. I'm just going to play from here.
This ain't love, this ain't love. This ain't love, this ain't love. This we're so through.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Let's just open these up. So I've got lots of takes if I need to work with those. And I just want to have a really quick listen to these ones as well. Let's just have a listen to see what these are doing.
Love, 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 love.
I'm going to bring in my haze as well.
Hey! No! Oh, no! Hey!
Okay, and let's just have a really quick listen to the transition from the middle 8 over here. So I'm going to play just from here.
I'm so sick of waiting, no more conversating. I could have been yours. This ain't love, this ain't love, through. This ain't love, this ain't love, through. This ain't love.
Okay, so everything's sounding pretty good. Basically, one of the things I'm looking for here is to make sure that none of my takes had a bad microphone cable or a bad ground buzz or anything that was happening like that. So what we have here are some pretty decent sounding vocals, and some of them are going to need a little bit more TLC than the others. But we're going to turn to some manual editing and then using some third-party plugins such as Melodyne, Revoice Pro, and Vocaline to get everything pocketed and in tune and sounding like a polished product. Okay, so in the next video, what I think we're going to do is we're going to go over some of the basic editing tools and workflows that I turn to when I'm editing and producing a multi-track vocal session.